Last episode, you saw Edwin make the huge mistake of buying this horrible E36. And now, we've got to try and get it back on the road. So we've given ourselves 2 weeks to get this...
1 week.
A week? Do you know how much there is to do?
Yeah, we'll be fine, let's go.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
So the plan is to get the E36 into the bay and remove all the previous owners, mods and DIY fixes, with hopes that this E36 can go back on the road with a fresh MOT.
It's in.
Wasn't easy though, was it?
Easiest thing I've done today.
The guy that transported it here, he said he's transported about 700 cars. He said it was the lowest car.
So we're going to start with the small jobs, I think.
Yeah.
Little button-up stuff. Drop the entire rear subframe and swap that out.
Front subframe.
We're now doing the rear subframe as well.
Why?
Because it's an early car, it's got the drum brake rear, which means we can't fit any of the good suspension to it. We're going to have to fit a full subframe from a later car. And then we're going to do the same on the front. Then it's just all the little bits, you know, just the little bits and pieces.
We are 100% going to be finding more bits as we go.
We won't have to order a single extra
Watch
thing.
this space. Right, let's get cracking.
Come on, subframe out.
I think we're going to find a whole bunch of snapped and rounded off bolts.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. It's a drifter, he knows his stuff. Let's do a quick check. Snap stud on the downpipe on the manifold, missing a bolt on the gearbox mount, and another one there, and another one there. Also nice hang-up method on the exhaust. I only had to take one stud off to get all 4 of those exhaust manifold bolts out. I didn't make a bad choice, it's fine. How did that go in? That doesn't live there. Not only was he a drifter, he was a magician. And if you want to win this E36 exhaust, go to the nearest bin, it might be in there.
Is that all that came out of it? 1 bolt and 2 nuts?
I know, we've still got 2 in there, and then we've got 3 broken studs. Everything's fine, everything's fine. A boy.
Now we've got the struts out, I've made an interesting discovery. This is what you like to see.
He has cut an aftermarket spring in half to be lower.
Even with this arm up, it wasn't making contact. This was just completely loose in here.
And I hate when I cut my springs just a bit too short. Oh, always happens to me.
Rear subframe out, we got underneath the E36 to see if it really was solid.
It's very good.
It's very good.
It's actually very good.
I like how we bought a car and us saying this thing is good is when we've removed the entire of the rear end of it. There's no exhaust, there's no prop shaft.
Yeah, now it's good.
Solid. I mean, the mountings, they're happy, they're not cracked.
No, they're good.
Not too rusty.
Well, the one thing that you hope for of an E36 is that it's solid.
We've got a little bit of crust in the boot floor end.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
That's no worry.
That little patch will do.
Edwin was an idiot for buying this car, and he was an even bigger idiot because he didn't do any checks of it. Thankfully, thanks to this week's sponsor, Car Vertical, we can now do that.
Running a Car Vertical check before you buy a car helps to find out if the car's ever had crash damage, clocked mileage, outstanding finance, or anything else.
Car Vertical runs checks in over 25 countries to make sure the car that you've bought is decent. Unlike Edwin's E36. Here is a Car Vertical report for another E36, which is actually probably slightly better than yours, yeah. But unfortunately, it's got an amber warning for damage.
Car Vertical can even sometimes show you historical photos of the car's damage to see if the description of the car matches its price. Quite nice, maybe you can steal those seats out of that. It can even show you information about when the car was damaged, common issues with the car, and last seen adverts from when it's been advertised.
This is your actual
That's
car.
my car
this
report.
Is
this is this car's Car Vertical report. Why is there an amber?
There's an amber on financial and legal status. Oh no, it's failed its most recent inspection.
You'll find out about that later in the video.
Yeah. But no damage, that's good.
No damage, very nice. So the next time you're in the market for a car, don't be like me and don't check anything at all. Do a Car Vertical check and make sure that the price matches the history of the car.
And to do that, you can click the link in the description below and use the code CT for 10% off your next Car Vertical report.
Thanks, Car Vertical.
You remember that cable tie that I found earlier? What's the chances it's left over from the last time I did brakes on this? Oh man, that could be the move, you know, like leave a cable tie there for the next person. That saved me having to go get a zip tie. Look, I'm in.
You'd like to take the top 3 studs out and I will take the holster out?
I can take the top 2
Oh, the
studs.
top 2 studs out because, of course, the Bluetooth stud is still there.
Wow.
There we go. Extended lower, control arm for drifting and modified knuckle. In the bin. No, not in the bin. On the Facebook. Oh, yes! I knew I wore the right shirt today. Before you ask, yes, I have bought coilovers before fixing anything else in the car. I've bought wheels too. You haven't seen those yet, but you will.
Oh man, these look good.
These will be good. I bought the M3 fitment ones. I paid with these with my own money. This wasn't a sponsorship. They're good. Thanks BC for sending them so quickly though, because we were on a tight turnaround.
Yeah, good work BC.
Hit the link in the description if you want one of them. I'm sure they do them for your car too. Ready to go in? Happy?
Let's do it.
Let's go. So all of these parts we've got from, this is from a 328. So is the hub and the disc and the caliper, the exhaust.
And these bits came from Road Trip.
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
Really good guy. Simon is a great guy.
What am I missing? We've got that going in there, those three on there. What's this?
Caliper.
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion.
You've been quite passionate recently.
Hold on, Jack. I don't have bolts for you yet.
Well, why don't you have bolts for me? Any time today would be really good, or I could just hold this for the MOT. Any time today, man. Just one bolt. Can you pass me anything so I can just not be holding this?
How about that? All right, fine. Yeah, no, fine. Look, we see how committed he is to this project. It's all right. No, it's fine.
Not my car.
Sit rep. Where we at?
The front end's looking pretty good.
Done. Full front end
the
done.
only annoying thing is where you had those extended lower arms on it. Steering rack's too extended. We can't go MOT like this.
You could. I mean,
no, we shouldn't.
They might say to something. You might need alignment. Ethan, you haven't done anything today.
Are you joking?
Name one thing you've done on this car today. Silence.
Yeah, it's got you there.
How about I take that camera?
I'm all nice and clean.
I know, and that's why I'm going to give you a job that's not so dirty. Put the compact front face on this.
Now that's pressure.
We don't have time to paint it, but I also kind of like that.
We don't have time for anything. We've got the whole rear end out of it yet.
It needed coilovers for the MOT, Jack. I don't know what to tell you.
He booked in an MOT, then went, right, I'm just going to redo the entire suspension of this car. And he's bought wheels that you haven't refurbished.
Yeah, they're going to get refurbished.
Did you buy the wheels before you'd seen this car?
Listen, these are questions I'm not prepared to answer at this point.
How does your mind work? Seriously.
Who looks more lost here? Edwin behind the camera or me in front of it?
So go ahead, Ethan. You know what you need to do? You need to show this thing who's boss. Do it. Yeah, there you go.
Jack, I need a Torx bit.
Don't know why the f you're asking me.
Watch my paint. Sorry, guys. Jack's eating my crisps.
Are these yours? There's an Oreo in here.
With Jack tucking into more of Edwin's lunch, I got to work removing the old front end.
Right, you confident? All the bolts are out?
Would someone like to take that end?
Wow, look at that.
Very well done. Good job, Ethan.
Goodbye pre-facelift. Leave it like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
All of this is completely unnecessary to do as well.
No, we need this for the MOT.
You don't need a facelift front end for an MOT,
It's about
do you?
first impressions to the MOT tester.
Is it?
Mike is he's gonna walk in and he's gonna go, is that a front end of a compact? There we go.
Ugh, yuck. It will do that.
Don't drop it. Right, Ethan, the final honours, please.
Oh, click, clack. Oh.
That's cool. That's the face of our old compact on this car.
Happy with our new facelift front end, Edwin decided that we should remove the old steering rack, a job which was absolutely not needed for the MOT.
Yes, we are removing the steering rack because we need it for an MOT. No, wait, we don't. We need it because Edwin has done none of the work needed to pass the MOT, but he just wants to change and put in a purple rack.
Are the inner tie rods longer and therefore do not fit?
Okay, fine, yeah. Where matey, whose project car this was, he was building a pretty gnarly drift car, if I do say so myself. So he had extended arms and he had modified knuckles and his steering rack was very long. Long story short, we're taking the rack out.
It's fine because we've got lots of time.
Old steering rack and inner tie rods removed, we moved on to the scary part of the project, the wiring.
The key's not in the ignition
Everything's powered off, and yet
the window works.
that says Clifford.
That's another alarm.
I think this is your handbrake.
Well, we need that for the MOT.
Do you have permission to turn your car on? Will it if it turns
it
on?
might explode. Handbrake light on.
Yes, it is!
Oh, so wait, because it's disconnected, it will never come on. Well, that just needs to go under the button, so when you pull it up, it touches. Okay.
Another quick fix that I noticed earlier was that the rear brake light switch, because the rear brakes weren't working, were
No.
they? It's unplugged.
Yeah.
So do we want to hope that
Plug it in and see what happens.
Now, if you go to the rear of the car...
Here we go. We have rear lights on. Yeah? Yes! MOT, tick.
You know when you're at school and you're going into an exam and you're like, do you know what? I've not revised for this one. I'm failing this one.
No, but then you're like, I'm going to wing it. It's going to work. That's what this car is.
No, we are failing this one.
No, it's going to pull up and Mike's going to go, wow, what a car. Why did it come here on a trailer?
Edwin's down there trying to get a big subwoofer out of his boot. I think he's just sick of it. We're getting sidetracked again, aren't we? We thought we'd chase this one wide just to try and tidy it up a little bit and then, you know, cutscene. This is all redundant. Yeah. Doing nothing. This is years of just layering speaker wire on top of speaker wire, and look how much better this is, guys.
This is all going.
That's
so
all. Ignore that. Ignore that.
Ignore that. Come on, ignore that. It's just this to deal with now. It's easy.
Half finished wiring is a nightmare.
This car's had bodge after bodge after bodge in its life. I'm the 12th owner. Call it half of them have been messing around with stuff that they shouldn't have. It's going to be sweet when this thing is, let's not say nice.
No, yeah.
Let's just say maybe running.
At first we wanted to answer the question, should you finish someone's half-finished project car? Now we're answering the question, should you finish 12 people's half-finished project car?
Right. Should we get the last bit of wiring out and call it a day?
Yeah, then we've just got to crack on with all the other jobs.
Then it's just the bits that need doing.
Yeah, then it's just all the rest of it.
Cool.
Haven't even got a bloody rear end.
Time is definitely ticking at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the steering wheel.
Oh, so this is the first thing you're actually doing for an MOT?
Not really, I just want it to look better.
Well, we have no horn either, so...
We have no horn. On the NC500 trip, and there's footage of it, I went on the local Facebook marketplace and I found a very early BMW M Sport wheel.
You've spotted an M-Tech 2, right?
An M-Tech 2, an E36 Z3 M-Tech 2 steering wheel. It would be silly not to, really. Yeah. So yeah, we'll quickly drive over there and grab that. It didn't look like this when we bought it. It was the shiniest thing in the world. It's been sitting in my 850 project car doing nothing for years. So I'm hoping that if I put this in and I hook it up, the horn will work. Yes!
That's good.
A working horn. We're back.
Actually, something ticked off for the MOT, which is a nice change from the rest of this car.
Next job, ABS light. The car doesn't have ABS, but the car thinks it does.
ECU and clocks came out of a 6-cylinder when the engine came into this thing, and that car did have ABS. So we're going to delete the light.
There you go.
Wow, it's got loads of its lights removed. That's oil, coolant, engine management.
I think this was just a rare option where it didn't have those. Check engine, it definitely doesn't have.
You haven't got your glow plug light.
No glow plug light.
But then again, you're missing your diesel engine as well.
I'm going to need that one back in. No, I think we're fine. I think we're good. That's our ABS light right there. That's what's coming out.
Are you going to put it in a different slot to
yeah, why not? Something? Let's put it in. What do we feel like we want?
Indicator lights.
So I think that's these.
No ABS light?
No ABS light.
With the ABS light fixed, we moved on to getting the rear subframe and LSD prepped to go in.
Here we go.
That's better. And now we've just got to put this in there.
Realising just how little time we had, I came back over the weekend to see if I could make some more progress.
So we all met up on Monday morning to see just how far Edwin had gotten.
So it's Monday morning. Your hand's already dirty as well. Okay, what have you been doing this morning?
Just button up bits.
Okay, so you've been here over the weekend as well?
Yeah, just a bit of things.
Oh, bloody hell, it's exactly the same.
Hold on. Compact rear trim.
Is that what you spent all weekend doing?
Also,
no tow bar.
No tow bar. And then I fitted the front bumper.
What a colossal waste of time.
I did put the rear subframe in.
Okay, well that was a big job.
With the LSD, all the other stuff on the rear is done. The only thing we need to do is bleed the brakes on the rear. The front, however, needs a little bit more time.
Do you have a list of what you need to do?
Yeah, I do. Fit the rear brake lines, bleed the brakes, put the prop in, put the studs in the manifold, the middle section on, the rear section on, put the steering rack in, the inner tie rods and the outer tie rods, do an alignment, put the fog lights in, put the wheels on, we need to get the wheels, tighten the top bolts to spec, tighten the axle nuts, do the heater matrix, the hazard lights, and then put the centre console, the door cards and the headlight bulb in.
On that rather worrying note, we cracked on with our first job of the day, fitting the new exhaust.
Oh, this car's not going to have an exhaust leak at all. It is.
New exhaust fitted, we put the new steering rack in.
Was it bolts in up this way? It was up.
Why not? Why not?
This is not the energy that I want today.
I'll be completely honest with you, yeah? I don't care.
It's not my 36, man.
We're missing a decent steering rack line. The previous owner had bodged it and we don't have the new bit to replace it. So now, and this does happen a lot on other people's project cars, we're just reusing the bodge that they used. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it just sort of like all holds all the fluid it's meant to hold in and we can not worry about it until after the MOT.
Power steering isn't under a lot of pressure, right?
No, it's not under a lot of pressure.
I wouldn't have thought so.
It's slightly better than it was.
Front end coming together nicely. Ethan arrived with 4 things we'd all been looking forward to seeing.
Hello.
Hello? Do you have something for me?
I'm back. I have 4 things.
Alright, wait, let's put everything down. Let's look at this.
Down, far more
down
important.
your tools, man.
Oh, shit!
Look how good that looks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, sick.
They look banging.
Just for a bit of motivation, should we hold one up to just the rear wheel?
I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in.
In the last video, you might remember I wanted an old school BTCC vibe for the E36, and that's where these come in. Compomotive M06 wheels, which should complete the E36's makeover. However, they didn't run silver wheels in the BTCC, so I dropped the set down at Smart Rimz just above Oxford, who stripped the original silver back, prepped the comps, and then powder coated them to a period correct white. They then fitted a set of Michelin PS5 tyres for us, ready to go on a car absolutely undeserving of such a nice wheel setup.
Oh my god, they look excellent, but also kind of out of place on the
Oh,
rest
yeah.
of the paintwork. Oh, we need to get this down. We need to get this sorted.
Right, that's motivation for you. Come on, come on. Big hustle.
New wheels motivating us. We finished putting the front end together and bled the brakes.
Brakes bled?
Brakes bled.
Would you like to be my nut master?
Always.
Always. That looks so good. That looks
It's
so good.
Right, let's get the others on.
Let's go.
All 4 wheels now on, we dropped the car down to check our fitment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're beached still.
Just the front. The rear fitment, pretty perfect.
Right, up.
Car back in the air, Edwin and I adjusted the coils and fixed the alignment. Now happy with the E36's fitment, Edwin decided to add a final visual touch, despite us still having a lot to do on the car to get it ready in time.
Oh, what are you doing there?
Don't worry about it.
Have you sorted out everything you need for an MOT?
I would think so.
Why am I helping you with this?
Oh, come on. Oh, come off it. Why not?
Why not?
I'll redo that another time.
Stays like that forever. So it is Judgment Day. It is the day of the MOT. 2 and a bit hours to sort out the last little bit. I say last little bits, there's still some quite pressing issues.
We need to tighten the manifold and the mid pipe and the back box. We need to do a bolt check and a torque check. We need to make the heater matrix work, which doesn't, because it doesn't clear the windscreen right now. The hazard lights don't work. The front light's not working. The center console and the door cards, power steering lines need tightening.
Well, let's stop standing around, I guess.
Come on, then.
You're right.
List in hand, we got off to a good start with an easy fix on the lights.
We've got a replacement out the old one. Right. Is this the easiest fix of the day?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, there we go.
Then we tightened the handbrake,
Oh, hello.
fixed the power steering leak with professional grade equipment,
Okay, lace me a zip tie. That's not going anywhere.
quickly tightened the blowing exhaust, fixed the blower motor with a simple fuse swap, and then Edwin left me to sort out the dodgy hazard light wiring.
So welcome to Jack Joy's School of Auto Electrician-ness. Lesson 1, how to bodge anything. That shouldn't be cut, and I've found this little suspect. Here's what I suggest. Take this wire and just simply cram it into this hole where it's broken off from, just for now.
Come on, please.
Oh, there we go. We ain't failing today.
After we fixed all that, we threw some trims in the car to make it look semi-complete, and then got in for the first time, ready for the MOT.
Oh man, good though.
I'll tell you what, it is so much better than when we first saw it.
A week, 1 week.
A real mechanic probably could have had it done in 4
Hours.
I put this to you. How long would it have taken if we just fixed the things that needed fixing? It could have been done in a day.
Yeah, it could have been done in a day.
I know it might sound a bit stupid, but this is legitimately one of my dream cars. I've been banging on about a white E36 Saloon for
For years. It also reminds you that surprisingly it's the little things which make a car so much better, like getting rid of all that wiring, putting the centre console in. Tiny little bits, you can really transform a car and tie it together a lot more.
It's got a lot more work ahead of it. Maybe if I waited another 6 months, maybe another clean white loon might come up and I could have thrown some wheels and some coils on it, like what we did on Ethan's Octavia. Yeah. But now, I like this thing.
You put some work into it. You've had to bond with it because you've had to get it back onto.
Because it's a horrible piece of shit like me.
Yeah.
We had our pre-MOT booked at Four Winds Garage, where owner, Mike, was going to inspect the car and tell us if it was good enough to go back on the road.
So this is your next project, is it?
Well, this is actually Edwin's personal car.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Things are off to a promising start with everything inside the car, like belts, doors and lights, working as they should. Thankfully, having no door cards isn't an MOT fail, else 25% of all the E36s would have to be taken off the road right now.
That's not bad, is it though? It looks alright.
The engine bay got a green light as well as new wheels and tyres, obviously.
So far the things he's checked are the things we didn't do anything to. So they should be.
That's not fair. He'd flick the hazard switch, that was more mud in.
But then, disaster struck.
Missions right, but yeah.
I didn't think that would be the thing.
To be honest, I wasn't expecting it.
We all get the unexpected.
Yeah.
It's not far out.
Okay.
This devastating news was followed by electrical gremlins causing havoc on our rear fog lights. We redeemed ourselves slightly with all the other lights around the car being spot on. And things got even better when we went under the car, with a pass on all the new suspension components we had put on it, as well as, amazingly, a pass for structural integrity of the E36.
Good. God, we got a pass on corrosion.
Hey, with an E36, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
However, the underside did let us down with the power steering line rubbing on a rubber boot, but that was us bodging together someone else's bodge, so we refused to take all the blame on that one.
That's way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you know what? At this rate, one of these days we're going to bring you a car and it won't have any problems. Yeah.
What will we do?
I don't know.
Not wanting to mess up our already slightly funky light wiring, we roped in Adam from Volks Technics to sort out the rear fog light issue, while we saw to fixing the loose power steering line, which may or may not have been solved with cable ties. And then onto the emissions, which turned out to be a dead MAF sensor which was causing our car to run quite rich. We were all set for our retest when once again, disaster struck.
About to get in to leave for the MOT and I thought I'd let it warm up a little bit to help it for the emissions. Just looked at the temp gauge and there was a red light on the temp gauge. It's like, that's weird. To be fair, not touching the cooling system on an E36 is a stupid move.
Oh, it's really leaking now.
It really is.
Should we take a rain check on MOT number 2?
Yeah, on number 2. Number 2 might need to wait. At least Jack's hazard light fix works well, kind of helpful. We needed it.
It's driving all right now though.
It drives lovely. I've never driven an E36 as smooth and as quiet as this.
So we fully intended at the end of this episode for this car to be back on the road, but unfortunately, on the way to the MOT...
Yeah, cracked a radiator and an expansion tank bottle. We're filming this on Tuesday. If you're watching this the day this came out, you're watching it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there's no time.
It sort of backed us into a corner, this E36.
Yeah, we can't put this video out with an MOT, so you're going to have to enjoy the fact that this car has no MOT.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is cars. I'm sure
it's
you
cars,
guys understand.
This is Cars TM.
Yeah,
really, it's trademark cars.
Yeah, this is what happens.
I'm happy still, regardless.
Yeah, it did a lot of work.
Good progress in a week.
Yeah.
This car was awful, and now it's a little less awful.
And at least it looks good.
And it looks good being awful.
Yeah, but it can't drive anywhere.
Perfect.
At least it looks good. Next video you're going to see is not us fixing this heap. That's down to Edwin now. No, we're going to go back to the 924 and we're going to supercharge that thing, so make sure you tune in for that. And a special thanks to Car Vertical for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to subscribe, you can click here. And you can watch more videos down there. All right, good luck with that, man.
Can I have a lift?
No.